TIFU. I told a rich friend of mine that his lifestyle wasn't like everyone else's. Okay, so I have a friend who is quite rich. Recently we spoke about things, work, moving house, etc. And he mentioned how much money he got off his work. Another friend made a joke how he could buy out houses. My rich friend seemed confused at this. And we explained how much we make, how much we spend, etc. And he seemed shook. Legit now feeling ashamed of himself. He went to call someone, maybe an assistant or something. We all assumed he was joking, turns out he wasn't, and he found out how much others make. He seemed genuinely shocked and ashamed of himself. Now panicking and feeling as if he fucked up our friendship. He thinks he's an asshole, ignorant, etc. And was panicking. We tried to help by getting him to play video games with us, but he seems to not be able to keep his mind off it. No one believes it. No one thinks less of him. We all care for him, but he just can't stop worrying about it all. He feels he offended us and is now freaking out. I feel that it may also be my fault. When I first heard how much he made, I was shocked. I knew he was rich, but still, I made comments on how much I had a month, what I used it for, etc. Which seemed to worsen his realization. Maybe if I had stopped the conversation beforehand, maybe he wouldn't be in such a state. Too long did not read. Rich friend realized he was ignorant of how his other friends lived and is freaking out, worried he ruined the friendship. We all told him no, but he is still freaking out. I feel maybe if I was more gentle and took it more seriously at the start, I could have stopped it before he started panicking and descending. Good news is friends are talking to him, but I admit I worry. He sounds like a good guy. I mean, just try talking to him and fix stuff. Looks like that was really a shock to him, but that isn't the type of thing to end a friendship. Honestly, dude sounds super humble. Usually rich people know very well how much more they earn than the scrubs below them. It's refreshing that he genuinely seems concerned. Did you have to explain the word groceries to him? Today you gave someone a reality check. Where's the fuck up? How rich is he? Did you find out your friend makes $300,000? Or did you find out he's a multimillionaire? Today I fucked up by having turned off highways on Google Maps for 10 millions. It took me 10 months to get behind it. Last year sometime I recognized my Google Maps sometimes giving me really strange route suggestions, but I thought maybe Google really knows the best efficient way without really questioning it. As I am really bad geography, I just drove what Google said. Sometimes the ride was so long that I used Apple Maps or Waze. And often did I ride and thought, geez, how is this highway closed again or has so much traffic that it is taking me on another route? Background. Last July I was on a motorbike trip and wanted more beautiful chilled routes. TLDR 10 month did I take much longer routes, Google Maps routes, because I turned off highways before a motorbike trip. I suspected that Google knows better, or that the highway is shut or has a lot of traffic, again. Only today did I realize, tears of joy. You're not alone. Not 10 months, but avoid tolls took me miles out of my way for several weeks. Are you me? I did it myself recently for a good 6 months. I was doing 30 minutes drives in an hour and 15. Lol. Edit. Extra bonus, when I figured it out I still had toll roads turned off for an extra 3 months. I live in Pennsylvania that has a metric shit ton of toll roads. Double SMH. Drove back roads for 10 months thinking Google was smart, highways were disabled the whole time. It is totally wild to me how some people never actually look at the map. Beyond that, they are often completely non-geographic in their cognition, in the same way that some people are colorblind. It's probably an understudied form of learning disability. The world is just a black void of floating disjointed points. I do a lot of land deals, and sometimes people can't even interpret a screenshot of their own property with high-res satellite imagery. You have to show them in person. This happened to me a few years ago. Honestly, I have no idea when I actually changed the setting. We had recently moved to a new city, and I was so annoyed by how long it took to go anywhere. One day, I was meeting my girlfriend at a museum. We would normally drive together. On the way home, she beat me back by like 30 minutes. I was in shock she got home so fast and asked to see which way she took. And that is how I found out how much time I was wasting driving on side roads for God knows how long. I did this too, but in a foreign country. My wife kept asking why it took so long to get around everywhere and why we kept taking small country roads through little towns. I just assumed that's how it was. Today I fucked up by stealing someone else's luggage. Why the fuck is there women's pajamas in my luggage? That's what I asked myself after I spent 25 minutes going through 655 combinations on the inbuilt luggage lock in this Sydney hotel. Oh shit, maybe this isn't my luggage at all? At first I thought the customs people had just locked it after an inspection, because it had luggage tag with my name on it. That's when I remembered, when I did a self-transfer in Tokyo, I had taken off a previous set of luggage tags. I searched through my jacket to see if I kept it. Yep, That's not my name. I start panicking. That bag had a lot of mementos in it from trip. I call the airlines, no help, this was my fault and not their mix-up. They say they'll notify me if someone contacts them about missing luggage. Then a LinkedIn message. Hi, did you lose your luggage in Tokyo? Why? Yes, I did. Yes, I have it. We discuss options. Shipping both through normal carriers would cost thousands of dollars. I look for tickets a few days out. Less than thousands of dollars. Fine, I guess I'll take a trip back to Tokyo. I endure a day of having to wear a set of costume clothes I had storage in my backpack. And eventually make it to Tokyo. We exchange the bags, take a few commemorative pictures so people would believe us when we tell this story, and part ways. I get a nice flower vase and bottle of Japanese umeshu for my error. And people asking me, why didn't you guys date? Every time I tell the story. It's because she came to pick up the bag with her boyfriend, duh. Too long did not read. I had to take a trip from Sydney to Tokyo in the middle of my vacation to retrieve my switched suitcase because I made a mistake. Picture of the bags side by side. Her gift for me in the background. Not sure what shipping services you contacted, but it does not cost thousands to ship a 50-pound box expedited international. Once when I was an airline employee, I was traveling on my time off with 2 huge bags which I thought I picked up from the carousel before running out to the curb to meet my friend picking me up at the airport. Maybe 20 minutes later my phone rang and for some blessed unknown reason I answered. Hi, I'm calling from baggage services. I got your number off of 2 bags that weren't picked up from flight number. Coincidentally, I also have another passenger here who is missing 2 bags. Told my friend to turn around. It was so embarrassing on so many levels. The bags didn't even look that much alike unless maybe you were very drunk. I wasn't. Still can't quite explain it. Thankfully the inconvenienced parties were understanding, if mystified, and we swapped bags without incident. Need to know more about these costume clothes. Where's the photo? Open mouth smile. I've had a whole furniture piece weighing 50 kgs shipped from China for like $30. Thousands for a suitcase? If you want it shipped in a day maybe, but if you can wait a week or 2 it costs a fraction of that.